what you're saying, Robert, is such a radical departure from the mainstream narrative, and even leaves many hardened conspiracy theorists quivering like Boy Scouts when you say that it's not even opportunism, that there legitimately was a virus, that in good faith there was an attempt to curtail it and control it. When it was observed that these methods were not effective, they were not quick enough in responding, there were no clinical trials for the Pfizer vaccine around transmission, but they didn't broadcast that fact or were not explicit about that. All of these kind of things that I suppose now seem like the sort of workaday layman's conspiracy theories are left in the dust when you say that this is something that the intelligence agencies and the military-industrial complex have been involved in since the get-go, that companies like Pfizer and Moderna merely facilitated the distribution and branding, that this has always been a global operation that was designed to introduce draconian measures that would otherwise not have been introduced. And like saying something like this, is that like if you cannot prove that, isn't it going to discredit the necessary? And I know you've written a massive and very successful book on it, but like, you know, like that book's that's hard going, that book, Robert. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's hard enough to read it, let alone bloody write the thing. Like how, like, because I feel like that you are exactly what's necessary, and I feel like mad crazy shit can happen in politics because Trump, you know, like, and I feel like that what you need is an anti-establishment figure, and yet from your history, you know where the wires are for the Khrushchev bat phone, and like the Cossack dancing spy in the front room. Your personal history is so sort of like this like absurd American version of The Crown. It's like so incredible to hear, but like I actually feel that you are what is required. But like that is so hardcore and extreme. I know our Rumble audience, this lot, they'll bloody well love it. They'll be well into it. They've been dragging me along out of the mainstream. I could have been in movies till about 6 weeks ago. This lot got me in all sorts of crap, right? So like what I feel like is that are these the ideas and issues and the framing that you're going to be going into, like not presidential debates? We know Joe Biden won't have them, but like that going into this campaign with, and what kind of onslaught are you gonna get from, like, you know, from the corralled forces of the establishment? And then after this we'll move on to, you know, the war in Ukraine. What are you gonna, I mean, God knows where you're gonna go with that.
Let me answer. I only get to your first question on each one of these things, but let me just answer that, and it's going to kind of brand me as a worst conspiracy theorist. But you know, all of the things that I'm saying are documented. There are things that I don't know, and there are there are dots that need to be connected, but I don't try to connect them. I just say, here's what we know, here's what we can prove. So I'm just finishing now this book on the Wuhan lab, and